Good morning. And each Monday morning at 7 a.m., as I mentioned, I go live here. We talk about a verse in the New Living Translation version of the Bible. I would encourage you to get into a translation that you can connect with, that you're comfortable with, and start reading. It's a new year. It's a new opportunity for you to get back into the book and the Word of God. So this morning I am talking about Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, and I'm going to read directly from here. I'll probably go past verse 1 just because it's one of those pieces I connect with. And so it says, and ironically, I have to take my glasses off now to be able to read. It's the goofiest thing. The time for everything. This is chapter 3, verse 1, starting with verse 1. For everything there's a season, a time for every activity under heaven. That's verse 1. It continues on. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to harvest, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to tear down, and a time to build up. And this continues on for 7 verses in Ecclesiastes 3. And so it talks about all these comparison and contrasts, right? It's one then the other throughout this chapter. And so I'm going to focus on, because what I was really connected with when I was thinking about this message last night is, for everything there's a season, a time for every activity under heaven. And as I mentioned, there's 7 opposing pairs. This piece here is just the start. It's the opener. And we all have our seasons that we go through in life. And in each season, we have a purpose that God has gifted us with, and he wants us to be able to use to our fullest extent to be able to lift him up. And in turn, it will lift us up, right? God's given this to us, and God gives us proper timing in everything. So I was sitting thinking about this, and I'm thinking, man, in each season, isn't it interesting how sometimes God's purpose for us shifts, right? My purpose as a young man to maybe get my family started or get into business shifts and changes as I grow, both physically in age and in wisdom, right? Where it may be to connect with others and to mentor somebody. And so our purpose may shift a little bit. I think a lot of times we as humans discuss and we say, well, gosh, I've got this one purpose in my life. And I know that we do have something that we're supposed to fulfill, but throughout each season, it moves us towards this one greater purpose. And it's to get closer to him. See, our sense of purpose in each season that we're in right now, and as we transition to the next season, our sense of purpose keeps us moving. Our sense of purpose keeps us pushing forward. Our sense of purpose ultimately draws us closer to God. And so one of the keys I wanted to remind everybody this morning, that as we search for, if you're searching for that one purpose, there is more than one purpose throughout these seasons of your life. And yes, you should seek it out. You should seek it out through him. You should remember that purpose drives us. It motivates us. Motivation at its core, right, is to move closer to, right? So purpose drives us. It moves us closer. It motivates us. It keeps us fired up and inspired and excited. Purpose gives us clarity and makes sure that our priorities stay our priorities. Without purpose, we can't always say that, well, this is that thing that I'm supposed to be moving towards. But when we have purpose, when we have direction, it helps keep us clear in the direction that we're moving. Purpose moves us into the light of our greatest potential. Right? If you are not pursuing that purpose, if you are not pursuing him in this life, and in pursuing him, pursuing your purpose, you will never achieve God's greatest potential for you. Purpose keeps us living in the present. This is one of the most powerful pieces for me when we're talking about seasons of our life. When we're focused on what our purpose is in this season, it keeps us in the here and now. It keeps us alive. It keeps us real. See, when we focus on the things of the past, when we're constantly looking back, that will create stress. It will create depression, because then we're focused backwards on the things that we may or may not have accomplished, or we start to question, is this what I was supposed to be doing with my life? Is this what God wanted me to achieve to this point? And so we start to question. It creates depression. When we're constantly focused forward to the future, that creates anxiety, right? Because we don't know. We don't know what's coming. We want to second guess God. We want to know right now, well, where is it that I'm supposed to be going? Where is it that I'm supposed to be headed? And we start to have all these questions, and creates anxiety and fear and worry. So when we have purpose, when we know, when we stay rooted in God, when we talk to him each day through prayer, that allows us to stay focused on the here and now. It allows us to live and be in the present with him and with others. Purpose will keep you honest, you and I both. It keeps us honest in our life's progress. When we know where it is that we're headed, we can have a true sense of where it is that we are and where it is that God is directing us to go. So that, for me, is that message of Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1 this morning. For everything there's a season, a time for every activity under heaven. Just allow God to direct you. Allow God to work through you. Allow him to move you, because when you do, it allows you to open up and share your purpose with others. So I thank you so much for joining me this morning for Mornings with Mike. If you know of somebody that could use this message, that maybe they're seeking, they're trying to find this morning, share this with them. Make sure you click the like button. If you're over on YouTube, please do me a favor. Make sure that you subscribe and click that little thumbs up button. That's always helpful. And I look forward to seeing you again here next Monday morning for Mornings with Mike. I thank you so much. God bless you, and have a great week.